broke it doing bloody rock loop music. Oh, one of these days, listeners, if there is anyone listening, Dave's going to get this mixing desk and he's going to smash it everywhere. Or he will find the polish.
The what?
The polish.
The polish? What for?
Clean the desk.
Fuck that. That's 10 years. 10
Just
years.
blow on it every now and again, Dave.
10 years worth of grime on that. I didn't even fucking clean that at all. That's what keeps it together. You clean it, it falls apart.
I know, but you've got me age 33 through to now on there. If anything happened to me right now, we could scoop up a bit of me from that.
Yeah. We could clone us both.
Yeah,
it is rank, in all fairness. Like, it's absolutely disgusting.
I
that
don't know
desk is.
what's up with this desk.
Yeah, it's vile.
It's like opening the Magna Carta.
I moved it at one point and I had a look to see how easy it was to take it apart so I could clean it properly. But it's a big job. You know, got to take all the little buttons out and whatnot. So yeah, I am going to clean it out. I want a new desk, really. That one's it served its purpose.
Why do you get like an Uber? You know, with the sucky things on.
That's what Hoovers do.
No, not the
sucky things.
Well, not the bottom. You know, the tube.
The tubing.
And use one of them.
No, because I want to clean all the pots out inside as well. So I've got some proper contact cleaner and whatnot. So yeah, the grime needs cleaning off the top of the desk.
Handheld Hoover.
But the inside needs cleaning out as well. So yeah, I'll take it apart next week maybe. We'll see.
That's how I keep my dinner off my clothes now.
Hoover.
Handheld Hoover.
Oh, just constantly are you like the nurse at the dentist who hoovers the water out your mouth? She sticks that to your tongue on purpose, doesn't she?
Yeah,
that woman.
she does, yeah.
The
The worst thing is about that woman now, she asks you a question.
Oh, okay.
The moment she sticks it in her mouth.
She's got Hoover in your gob.
Dentist's got come here often.
Dentist's got the drill at the back of your teeth or the scale fucking thing at the back of your teeth. You know, I bought my own little scale thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why?
Ultrasonic scale thing. Because the last few times I've been to the dentist...
That was a COVID purchase, no?
No.
No?
No, the last few times I've been to the dentist, the price gets higher and the service gets lower.
Yeah.
So I used
like Jamaican food now.
through my teens, I don't know if did you see me with a brace?
Yeah.
So to still have the brace.
You had your brace on. I remember your brace being removed.
Yeah, because I had it late. I had all the orthodontal treatment from 11 to 16. But because I was already in the program, even though I'd turned 16, I was still eligible for the brace. But it took that long to sort me mess of a mouth out before I could have the brace put on. So I had the brace put on when I was in college. So I had all that orthodontal treatment. So that's why I kept going regularly to the dentist to make sure that the teeth were okay and whatnot. But I missed a few appointments. I hadn't made the appointments. I didn't just not turn up, and then I phoned up saying, "Look, I've missed a couple of me checkups. So, am I still on the books?" And they're like, "Yeah, not a problem. Come get checked again." I'm like, "Okay, so then I went to the next few, and I'm like, the service just got less and less. So I used to go, you'd pay your standard NHS fee. And for that, you'd get your check-up, you'd get a scale, you'd get a polish, and you'd come out feeling all fresh and your mouth was good. And now, it's you don't get any of that. You just looks in your mouth and goes, yeah, it's fine. And then disappears. And that's it. You don't get your scale, you don't get your polish, but you're paying more money. So I'm like, I'm not going every 6 months or 12 months for him to go, yeah, it's fine. And then... yeah, let's sound that. That'll be 30 quid. Yeah, you're all right, mate. I'll rock up somewhere.
You're stealing a living.
It's just when I know my teeth are all right. I'm quite particular about my teeth. I clean them. I clean them regularly. I keep them nice, and then you get a bit of scale build up and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get myself an ultrasonic descaler thing. And first time I used it was really weird. But yeah, I just bought myself one. You get a little mirror that you can just stick at the back of your teeth so you can see what you're doing. And yeah, so every 6 months, I'll give them a quick scale and a brush and whatnot, and they're fine. They're absolutely fine. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I just brush them twice a day.
yeah,
I have done forever.
yeah.
And then if I have pain in my teeth, I ring up dentist and go,
Tooth surgeon.
Tooth surgeon, dude, I think this is your job. I don't do that. I think when you go past a certain age, I think a 6 monthly checkup. If you're brushing your teeth twice a day, ladies and gentlemen, and you're using mouthwash, just wait till your body goes tooth surgeon.
Yeah.
I think you can.
I mean,
everyone,
a floss as well.
I know. Everyone can monitor their own health. No one goes for any other. There's only the dentist field that rips people off in this manner. It's just the dentist.
And I know-
There's nowhere else.
I know it was like,
You don't go see a brain scan every couple of months, do you? I'm just going to have a quick checkup of my liver. You don't, do you?
you don't, yeah,
You don't
you're
go
right.
for a quick. Here's the best ones. People are that up their own arse. You'll go for a checkup every now and again on your teeth. When was the last time you had your heart and lungs checked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah.
But do you
Yeah.
see where
Well,
I'm
check
coming?
your teeth.
There's only the dentist that is the field that you do that for.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
should do it for your heart and everything.
Yeah, the full MOT.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with me and my teeth is because I spent all them years. It was literally like 10 years of treatment to get my teeth nice. Like, because I looked like something out of an Aphex Twin video when I was a kid. It was, my teeth were everywhere. Honestly, man, it was like it was like Predator was coming after you. Like,
All had their own different ideas and conversations.
yeah. So I had to have a shitload of teeth removed to make space to push everything back into place. And because I had all that treatment and I spent all that time to get a nice set of teeth, that's why I've always like looked after them, because I don't want to fuck them up.
Yeah.
Now that they're nice, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't need to go and get turkey teeth. I have nice teeth, and it's because I spent 10 years getting them fucking fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, brush your teeth twice a day, maybe 3 times if I'm going out. Get my mouth nice and fresh. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, like.
Oh, same. If
Yeah.
I'm going out, I will brush them when I get
Nice
in
and
from
fucking fresh. I
work,
brush
and
the
then
tongue,
yeah.
I floss.
I've always got chewing gum in
scale.
me. Yeah.
a bit of chewing gum, sugar free, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why and that's why I always went for my checkups. But it just got to the point where I'm like, this is literally a waste of my time and
waste of
money.
money. Yeah.
It's just, I don't need to spend this money. I don't need to take an hour out of my day to do this. It's just pointless, absolutely pointless. So yeah, I stopped going.
And they go, oh, it'll cost you more down the line. All right, then. So if I come for checkups, if there's something wrong with my teeth, won't I need an X-ray? No, you'll still need an X-ray. Won't I need this? No, you'll still need that. So
Yeah, you still have to do it
for
all.
whose benefit is this then?
Yeah,
I
don't get me
just
wrong.
think I think it's a money grab.
It benefits you, like having an NHS dentist. If you go and they go, right, you need some treatment.
Yeah.
That's where the benefit is, because
Brilliant.
you've got your 3 price bands on the NHS. One's like 25 quid, one's like 60 quid, and the other's 200 or something. But
Yeah.
you'll never pay more than the top bracket on
Exactly.
the NHS, which is why you should really have them regular. You need to stay registered with an NHS dentist. If you don't keep going, they kick you off the list. And that's the situation I'm probably in now. I'm probably not on their register anymore because I haven't been for that long.
Yeah.
But if something did happen, I got punched in the mouth or something.
Yeah, but they'll
then-
keep Deirdre on with the dentures.
Yeah, if I get punched in the mouth or something, then I need the treatment. It's an emergency dentist situation where you end up paying full price. But there's always a fucking NHS dentist somewhere, even
Right.
if you got travel. You know what I mean? There's a phone number you can ring. Like, there's a phone number you can ring, and you go, I need an NHS dentist. They go, what's your postcode? You give them your postcode, and they go, right, there's one here. And
Yeah.
you go, cheers, and you phone them and go, can I come for an NHS checkup? And they go, yeah, sure. So it's pretty simple.
Yeah, if you want.
If you must.
So what? Welcome to Up the Trent. We've been very oral hygienic so far
We
in
have.
the show. How's your week been?
Sorry, question. While we're on the teeth thing, right? How long do you reckon you have to go for without brushing your teeth before they start rotting? Because
Dependent on the food that you eat. I think your mouth hygiene would take a hit first, and then it'd start.
I've bumped into people before who I've known from years gone by, and you see them and you're, oh, bloody hell, I haven't seen you for years, and then they start talking to you, and all the front teeth have rotted away, and you're like, they've either got,
Is it front teeth here to here?
yeah,
Yeah, they're crackheads, Dave.
no, not crackheads.
No, they are, Dave.
No.
No, they are. If you're talking to someone, right, and you know your canines, if your canines and the rest of your teeth have survived, you're a crackhead.
And the
Because I'll be honest, that's the main issue. The main thing with crack is it hits your teeth.
I'm pretty certain my old friends aren't crackheads. They just eat.
Have you asked them?
Eat lots of sweets.
Have you asked them?
I haven't asked them. No. Okay, so it's crack. All right. Oh, okay. My old friends are crackheads then. Shit. Yeah.
Have you asked him?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's not going to be Haribo that the exact teeth of these have fallen out. Yeah.
It's just strange, man. Like, no. Yeah, the week. How's the week?
Straight crack, mate. Sorry.
Straight crack. I haven't had any crack this week.
No?
No. I've.
We should do that on air.
It's moreish, isn't it? Though, like you don't want to. You don't really want to have one. Cause...
You know, on the Anchorman where he goes, we should do that on a live TikTok. We should go on TikTok as a safety precaution.
This is
and
what
just say,
happens.
right, kids, we're going to make it so we do something today that you don't have to ever do.
Wow. What'll actually happen is we'll go, fucking hell, this is really good.
That's really good, that. That's an instant effect.
Like,
Apparently, we can't do that live on TikTok.
what do you think of cocaine, Dave? Honestly, it's fucking mint, but
Just see your head go down.
but I don't take it.
Woo!
Oh,
We're
good
going to
God.
stay live for the next 24 hours just so we can see the full effects. Now
Yeah.
that would get you trending.
I've had a notification on TikTok saying like it's encouraging me to go live, and earn some.
We'll give you this much
stuff.
money. Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, but you've got to stay live for like 45 minutes, and I'm like, don't think I've got it in me. 45-minute live stream of me just waffling on. I'll end up just like ranting about something just ridiculous. Like, and another thing.
Like, just sit there quietly going, so TikTok have said they're going to give us money if we do 45 minutes live.
45 minutes live. We'll
Are
get
you ready,
some
guys?
Cash. Okay. This week, how have I been this week? Yeah, no crack, so that's a good thing.
We've not been live on TikTok.
We've not been live on TikTok. It was bank holiday week, wasn't it? This week?
It was a bank holiday
I
week.
got a cheeky extra day off, which was nice. Yeah, work's been sound. A bit stressful on the Tuesday because everybody seemed to want to talk to me on the Tuesday. It's like the shop had been closed for 24 hours and everybody in Stoke-on-Trent panicked. So they all had to phone up on Tuesday morning, like wondering where the tickets were and stuff. And I'm just like, seriously, guys, you all need to calm down. All of you just need to take a breath because the tickets are where you left them, in your inbox. It's where they are. Just calm down. Like it's
check
fine.
your junk mail.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, we got through Tuesday, but you know what? It's been an aggressively midweek. It's not been overly exciting. It's also not been rubbish. It's just been one of them weeks that have just kind of gone by. You know, I've got up, I've gone to work, I've come home, I've had food, I've watched a bit of TV. Job's a winner. I did watch. What did I watch the other night? Gladiator 2. I watched Gladiator 2.
I'm sorry, mate. Did I tell you that was another good film as well?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think I did. You like Napoleon? I told you Napoleon was a good film as well.
My good buddy Chris he's let me log into his Paramount Plus because we wanted to watch all the Mission Impossible films before we go watch the new one, which we're going to do next week. So. Yeah, next week's where things start getting exciting again. Like May's been a bit of a month. Next week things get fun again. So yeah, I think we're going to go watch that next week. So I was like, the first 3 are on Sky, which I know I've discussed on the podcast before, and the rest of them are on Paramount. And I'm like, I haven't got my Paramount subscription anymore. So I just put something up on Instagram saying, I don't suppose anybody wants to give me the login for Paramount.
Login
that I can steal. And my mate Chris, within like 10 minutes, texts me and he's like, yeah, dude. And I'm like, you are an absolute diamond. And sent him a little kissy face. And and he went, it's what bros do.
It's what
It's what bros do.
It's what bros do.
So, Yeah, we did all them. But while I'm logged in, I'm taking full advantage of it until he kicks me out. So I've been
Downloaded.
oh mate, I've watched Mobland. Last episode's today.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched the last episode yet. I'm going to watch that tonight. So I've watched Mobland. That's fucking brilliant. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, Gladiator 2's on there. So last night, me and the good lady wife, we had a couple of hours spare. I was like, come on, shall we watch it? We haven't seen it yet. And it turns out we have seen it. We saw it 25 years ago when Gladiator came out. Right, that's what we've seen it. It's the same film. It's the same film. There's no difference.
It's so crap.
It's the same film. How can?
Did you see when they filmed it with the shark and the...
How can the first film, right, be so good?
Yeah.
In this one, which is the same film,
It's the same
be
film.
awful. It was just like 2.5 hours where I watched it. I didn't complain. I watched it start to finish, and when it finished, I just went, "Well, that was the first film, wasn't it?" And Dawn was like, "Yep."
Yeah.
I like the cast. It was a good cast.
I got exactly at halfway.
Yeah, we finished
And
it.
I just went, I haven't got another hour and a half for this.
It's just like it doesn't go anywhere.
No.
There's no like.
It starts slow. It doesn't pick up in the middle. And then it just finishes with a...
I just love how they like
It's a bit like a silent fart.
Spoiler alert, guys, but I don't fucking care. I just love how halfway through the film they slip in there. Oh, by the way, Maximus was actually your dad. Like, let's drag Maximus's name back out of it, like to try and get other viewers. There's no need. There was no need for that.
No.
Like that just doesn't like. Oh God, you've got the heart of Maximus. Shut up, right? It just Good cast. Don't get me wrong. The casting was great. You know, Denzel, the dude who played Lucius, who I can't remember his name. I always get him mixed up with Joseph Quinn.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Joseph Quinn is actually in the film playing somebody else.
Can't do that in this film.
So I can't remember, but I can't remember his name because I always think that's Joseph Quinn.
Denzel was Denzel?
Denzel was Denzel, yeah. Pedro Pascal was Pedro Pascal.
Oh, I don't... What? Right, no. Right, I've had enough now. I've had enough. What the fuck is Pedro Pascal? I am sorry, mate. I'm sorry. That is not a good actor. Is he just... Am I the only one on planet Earth who looks at Pedro Pascal and goes, "What the... Who is this geezer?
Where's he come from?
Who's this person that's got really famous really quickly? And in everything I've seen him in, he's the worst actor. I've tried my best with him. I watched him with that Nicolas Cage thing that everyone was raging about.
It was brilliant.
That was crap.
No, he wasn't.
The only good thing about that was Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
It was Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was in that movie. That was the only thing good about Nicolas Cage, was him being silly. Pedro Pascal was not. He's going to mess up Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I can see that coming from
is
down
he playing
the
Mr.
line.
Fantastic?
Yeah.
Or no? I haven't watched The Last of Us yet. Apparently, he's good in that.
He's not.
Um,
He's not.
he was good as the Mandalorian, but he's under a mask. Could have been anyone
the
who's under a
flipping
mask.
hell?
Um,
Under a mask. Is he under the mask at any... Is he not under the mask at any... No, he's under the mask the whole
yeah,
time.
he takes it off at once, I think, doesn't he?
Brilliant.
To eat. I don't know.
So the best thing this guy was an actor
Acting
in
credits.
is he had a helmet on.
Right, films.
That's like saying the best thing that what's-he-face Sykes was in was Gollum.
I mean, he's been in quite a few things.
I bet they're all animation.
Adjustment Bureau, he was in that. But he's in things where, like, you don't remember him from.
Yeah, he was the guy who pushed the drawer in the Adjustment Bureau. He adjusted the bureau. That's what he did. He moved it.
The first thing I saw him in was Game of Thrones.
I don't even remember him in Game of Thrones.
He played the dude. He played.
What, the dragon?
No, he played the guy who represented Tyrion in the fight against the Mountie. The guy who got his eyes pushed out. That was Pedro Pascal. Who got Pedro Pascal got his eyes pushed out. So he very. That's the first thing I saw him in, and then The Mandalorian. I think after that, but yeah, he's just kind of appeared. I think it's because, you know what I think it is? I think he's charming.
He's charming, my
I think he's
arse.
charming. I think people
Well, it's
think
not on he's not on his acting ability.
I think people think he's charming, so that's why he kind of gets a free pass. Like in real life, he's very charming. That's the way to describe him, I think. So he kind of gets a pass through.
I'm fucking charming, and no one's giving me a role in bloody Marvel, are they?
It's funny you mentioned Marvel.
You
actually.
send me to Hollywood, put me amongst all those people, and watch how charming I am around Margot Robbie.
Yeah, it's
Hello, dear.
it's funny you mentioned that actually because I was on about
Not sleazy, charming.
Do you know Vanessa Kirby, who was in? She's in the Mission Impossible films. She was in the first 2 seasons of The Crown. She played Princess Margaret.
Was she also in Hobbs and Shaw?
She
Blonde
was in
girl.
Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's playing Sue Storm, isn't she?
Fantastic casting. I think she's great.
Yeah, she's playing Sue Storm in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
and
She's going to get spoilt by Pedro.
do you know what? I hadn't actually looked at the cast. I didn't know who was playing in the Fantastic Four. I've stopped caring about the Marvel films. I just don't care anymore about them.
You see, I've started on Marvel now
Well-
because I want them come back.
Well, the
I'm
thing-
like, come on, guys.
I'm
You've been really bad.
I've stopped paying an interest in everything until I see the films. Like with that first 4 phases or 5 phases, whatever it was, where it went from Iron Man to Endgame. 10 years, like 10 years worth of films.
Bangers.
I was interested in the ins and the outs and what films are coming up and who's going to play this and who's going to play that and where this TV series falls into the timeline and I was invested, and now I'm not until the film actually comes out and I go, oh shit, that film's come out, we should watch that. The same things happened with the latest. We're up to date with the films, don't get me wrong, and Captain America has just landed on Disney.
Great movie.
Is it called Brave New World?
Yeah.
Captain America Brave New World. That's just landed on Disney. We're going to watch it tonight. I was going to watch it the other night, but so with the Marvel stuff, the Marvel TV seasons and the films, we've always watched them as a family, like the 4 of us. And now, like Adam's older, and he's got a missus and he's out and
Want to
about.
watch DCU now.
He's out and about. Yeah, he's grown up now, so he wants to watch darker films.
He wants to watch Batman and stuff now.
So he's always kind of out and doing stuff. So we're not in the house together as much. Like, so when that came on, I'm like, oh, shall we watch that? And Littlin goes, what about Adam? And I'm like, well, he's not here. I'm like, he's never here at the weekend. He goes out. He's like, we're at that stage now where he's moving on with his life and we can continue with ours. So.
Yeah.
But then Dawn was like, well, no, we can't watch it without Adam. I'm like, if this is the rule, we're never watching a film again. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
We just won't be able to.
You'll have to wait on someone else's timeline. All the
So,
time.
so she texts him and says, dude, Captain America's gone on to Disney. Like, we want to watch it, but do you want to watch it with us? And he replies with, yeah, I want to watch it with you. And it's like, when? So I literally...
You're like out with the remote, aren't you? Waiting
Yeah.
for a no.
I'm literally like, right, ask him when. Because if it's in a month, then I'm watching it on my fucking own. I'll just go
Yeah,
sit in
yeah,
another
yeah.
room and sulk and watch it on my own. But then he was like, oh, we'll do it Sunday. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's fair.
Well,
He couldn't do it.
the one thing that I've noticed about Disney and the one thing I've noticed about DCU is they seem to have done the flip-flop.
The flippity-floppity flop.
They seem to have done the rope-a-dope. I don't know if James Gunn and Kevin have got some weird deal where they've gone, right, what we're going to do Marvel Light and DCU really dark for phase 1.
I don't even know what.
We're going to get Marvel all sexed up. We've got the Superman movie out next month.
Yeah, I know that's coming up. Is it still part of the DC
Right.
EU?
Just press pause on the podcast.
Why?
Just press pause on the podcast for 30 seconds.
Why?
Because I just need you to put a trailer on.
No, you know the Superman trailer?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Have you seen the new one up to date? Yeah. So that's the new Superman that's coming out. That's all very colourful and very light.
Okay.
Right. When you've watched Brave New World, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Because I was like, this is very DC orientated, this movie is.
Yeah.
It's very dark. I just wish Harrison Ford was in Marvel earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because he plays
I
thing,
think
doesn't
he's
he?
a great actor.
Didn't the original cast member die?
I think
Who
Philly
played?
is...
Who
Yes.
played General?
Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking name.
Well, he was old. I've got Phileas Fogg, but that's the guy who went around the world and ate Fattius.
Thaddeus Ross.
Ross, there we go.
Thaddeus Ross. Yeah. Because he was in it from day one, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Was it William Hurt?
Watch it come up, he's still alive.
No, he died. 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was William Hurt, wasn't it, who played him? Yeah. So they had to get. I mean, yeah, Harrison Ford. Like,
I just think he's such a great actor.
he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. We were ironically actually talking about Paramount Plus when we watched Gladiator. I was flicking through the film, see what was on there, and like Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger are on there, and I'm like, shall we just watch them? Because they're absolute bangers. Like, Harrison Ford doing his Jack Ryan bit, like, and I'm like, shall we just watch them? And we very nearly did, and then idiot here went, nah, let's watch Gladiator 2. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's just a terrible movie.
Should have watched it.
It's such a bad
all
movie.
the Jack Ryan films. We should have just watched all of them. even the one with Ben Affleck in. We can do that one as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Who's the guy that ruins action movies for me? The guy with the beard. John Krasinski.
Mate, have you watched Fountain of Youth?
No.
Yet.
Has he destroyed that as well? He just walks around destroying action movies, he does.
He looks like I said. We were watching Fountain of Youth, right? And his jawline seems to keep getting rounder. And I'm like, do you not think he looks like a real life Pixar character?
Yeah.
Like if Pixar was real life, everybody would look like John Krasinski. And then Rosa May goes, he looks like the plumber from Wreck-It Ralph. I was pissing myself. And then Dawn goes, he looks like Pob.
Doesn't he just walk around destroying action movies?
Yeah.
Did you see that Jack Ryan he was in?
I watched all of it.
What the?
Do you know what? On the series, right? I think there's 4 seasons. The Jack Ryan TV series on Amazon is brilliant.
Agree.
It's really good.
Agree.
But I can't. I'm literally waiting for him when somebody says something to look at the camera, like in the office.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that, like where he looks at the camera and then because he's the main character, and then carries on doing the scenes. I can't get over the fact that he's not Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
And he's always going to be Jim from The Office because he's got that dopey look on his face.
He doesn't
all
look
the time.
like an action star.
No. But yeah, so
Stop putting him in action movies. Put him in buddy cop films.
Fountain of Youth, we watched that this week. I forgot. This is how good it was. I forgot I'd watched it.
There you go. Yeah, I'll leave that then.
So it's basically, if you take Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
Romancing the Stone,
Yeah.
it's that kind of film.
Yeah, I
you know what I
gathered.
mean. What are they called? What's Indiana Jones called? Explorer.
Archaeologist.
Yeah, archaeologist, explorer,
Yeah.
going that kind of thing, right?
Excavation East.
But something's missing from it, and you can't work out what it is. You'll watch the whole thing, and you'll go, "It was fine," but something was missing, and it'll be like, I don't know what was missing from the film, but it just doesn't tick all the boxes of that kind of film. But it also doesn't do anything new. It's
Yeah.
the same old thing, and it's a bit like, that's a shame because it could have been better. But it just like they've literally gone, right, what are the let's get a blueprint of what this film should be. Let's put everything in it. Let's leave one thing out, but not tell anybody, and nobody's going to be able to work out what it is. And you'll sit there going, something was missing. I think for me, it might be the love interest side of the film, and there is a little bit of a love interest, but the two main characters, not Jack Ryan, fucking hell, John Krasinski and Natalie Portman, they're brother and sister in the film, in them two characters traditionally would have been the love interest. You know what I mean? And I think that's what was missing, the love interest from the film. It is nothing.
Why didn't you just have Emily Blunt in it then?
There was nothing special.
Just ask your wife.
There was nothing special about the film at all.
Babe,
Like,
fancy doing an Apple movie? Yeah, done. I can't get my diaries to coordinate. Shut up. Get your diaries to coordinate. He needs a hand, he does.
It's basically it's just like, we've got to go find something. How are we going to do it? Oh, we need to steal this stuff.
We need to run through... I'll run the movie down. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, go on.
I bet it opens up with... So it's either his granddad or his uncle or his great something or other, or someone in his family that used to hunt something. And that's what they've been trying to find. And he discovers upon said relic or something that then uncovers a map. He then uncovers the map. He then goes running around Europe.
Not quite.
I'm not a million miles away, though, yeah?
Yeah, you're not a million miles away. The father of the brother and sister has got a legacy.
There we go.
He wasn't looking for what they're looking for. But he's already got this legacy, and they're trying to carry on with the family, the family name.
Yeah.
But yes, it starts off with he's in a foreign country.
Yeah.
He's got something. People are trying to get it back, and he needs to escape. That's how they all start. And yes, these things that the building's stealing and bringing together will create a map.
Yeah.
Where does the map lead, Cleon? Where does the map always lead? Where do they end up going? Where do they end up going into? What do they end up underneath? I'll give you a clue. It's in the desert. At the top of Africa.
Are they underneath the bloody pyramid?
They're underneath the pyramid, of course they are. It's underneath the pyramid.
Of course, a fountain of youth underneath the pyramid, because that's where what's-his-face sailed to in his ship. I can't remember the fountain of youth. Whoever the geezer was from France with the fountain of youth, I forgot his name.
Yeah, we'll call him...
Him out of Pirates of the Caribbean. We've done the fountain of youth anyway.
Yeah, so it's not... I'm not saying
it was done with Pirates of the Caribbean, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
They went off on a tangent at some point.
No, they all them movies are good. The only time that gets wrong is when they rip that safe out and they surf it through a town. That was the only time Pirates of the Caribbean went a bit mad, and I was sitting there going, okay, this could be a bit silly.
Isn't there one without Johnny Depp? I swear there's one without Johnny Depp.
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a viable idea. No, there's not.
Okay.
Dead Man's Pearl.
I thought they did one without him when he was all the Amber Heard scandal.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think that's Escobaroslish. The geezer.
Will Turner.
No, you smeghead. What was that movie?
Oh, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That's the one. That's what they left
Thingy,
out. And J.K. Rowling said, look, mate, you can only hate trans people. You can't go beating the women up.
Yeah.
And that was it. He wrote out the story.
And then did he go, but she shit on my pillow?
And then he said, but that's what we found out later on.
She shit on my pillow. I mean, surely that deserves a slap. Surely.
But, like J.K. said, no cock.
Yeah. Can't
touch.
Yeah. We're protecting women.
Protecting women.
So you can't be in this film anymore.
Can't be in this film.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame as well. He did a good job. Don't get me wrong, Mads Mikkelsen was fine in it as well, doing that character, but he wasn't Johnny Depp. Yes, Fountain of Youth. I'm not saying it's a bad film. It's just nothing new. It's just nothing special. And John Krasinski's fucking Pixar faces all the way through it as well.
I'm just not a fan of him. There's a few actors around Hollywood that don't really need be in Hollywood anymore, and they should go away and free it up for other people. Martin Freeman's one of them as well.
Oh, do you not like your Martin Freeman?
No, stop. His American accent's shocking.
Do you know, there's a couple of people I know that are getting a bit bored of Simon Pegg as well.
Oh, don't. That weird... He's become one of those weird, like, someone that used to take drugs?
Yeah.
Someone that used to smoke pot and used to be sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, and used to hang around with them and everything else. And then they met somebody who enjoys the sun.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
New age
yeah.
nonsense. And then he's gone, oh, I found my calling. Since he's met Tom, he's gone a bit weird.
Yeah. Has he gone into Scientology
I don't know.
Because that'll do it.
But he was on. He was on. There's just way too much of a Tom Cruise kiss arse going on with him.
Do you know Simon Pegg is the reason why the later trilogy of Star Wars films, the ones with Daisy Ridley and the other people, it's the reason why they lent more into physical sets and not CG, because J.J. Abrams, who directed Star Trek, who was in, Simon Pegg was in. Simon Pegg went to visit the set and visit and have a look around, see what they were doing with Star Wars. And he took his son with him, and his son was talking to J.J. Abrams and saying how it always looked better without the CG, and when they build proper sets and they have puppets and real props and everything. So J.J. Abrams went, all right, yeah, sound. We'll do that then instead of using.
Yeah, so it's not
loads and loads of
Simon Pegg
CG.
who was responsible for it. It was
No,
his son.
but if he wasn't there, I'm just having a look to see if he's a Scientologist.
I don't know. I don't know if he's got anything to do with Scientology,
Oh no,
but
apparently he's an atheist.
there's too much. Just I don't think he's needed.
He's all right. When you need that cheeky British,
He's too old now.
the cheeky British actor who might get a few things wrong but then fixes it in the end, he's all right.
Oh, check stuck him on the one show and let's call it times.
Right.
He's not a Hugh Grant, is he?
He's not a Hugh Grant, no. But Hugh Grant's that bumbling,
No, but he can also do good villain.
He's that bumbling kind of posh.
Like Pierce.
Pierce, Pierce Morgan.
No.
Pierce Brosnan.
Bronson.
Pierce Brosnan is very good. He's very good.
Tom Hardy had his hit and miss moments.
Do you know, because you're watching Mobland, aren't you?
Around Venom 2, he was in a bit of it in Bikers.
Bikers was strange, man.
I still don't know.
don't understand what that was all about.
If any of our listeners to the show would like to write in and let us know what the hell that movie was about.
Bikers, this is the best way I've heard Bikers described. Right, Bikers was a good film, but I don't know why. At the end of it, I was just like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but
No, I didn't.
I don't know why.
It just passed me by.
It kind of starts and
past me.
finishes.
It was like, what was that weird program on Netflix? Fucking Adolescence. I had no idea what that. All I knew about that program was a kid murdered someone.
See, I like that.
A kid murdered. Oh, fuck off! A kid murdered someone, and it was his dad's fault. That was the show.
I like that style of. See, I look into the production of it and everything as well, and I like that style of filming. I like the one shot filming. The first thing
Fucking going on about that for years.
first thing I saw it in was that I can't remember what it was called now, but yeah, I really do like that style of filming, like one take filming.
Oh, I'm not on
And
about the style of filming. You can't just
like
put
the
a
behind.
crap cast together and go, oh, I like the style of filming. I just thought it was, no, the cast was good. I just didn't know what it was on about.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, I was just like, what the hell is that entire series about?
It's the pressures of parenthood in a modern society. That's what it is, basically. If you bring it down to its core, that's what I felt. It was the pressures of parenting in a modern society.
So if you ignore your children and just give them a device, chances are it'll go a bit tits up at some point.
a little bit, yeah.
Do you know what? I
But it's
needed a program for that.
But not everybody's meeting you, though, are they? You know what I mean? And from the parents' point of view, especially in that show, from their point of view, it was like he was doing something and he needed a computer, and he's like, we've given him everything. We've given him a good upbringing. He needed the computer for something. We bought him the computer. They're a straight family, never done anything wrong, love the kids, they've put everything into it, and yet that still goes wrong.
And this is what they did wrong, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an old fable from the Bible. You can give a man a fishing rod and he'll eat for so long. Teach a man to fish.
No, give a man a what?
Give a man a fish. What is he?
Don't give him the fucking rod. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day.
And he'll eat for a day.
Teach him to
Teach
fish.
him how to fish. You
Yeah.
can give your kids fucking. I don't know what I
Give
was
a man
on
a
about. That.
fishing rod.
Give a man a
Give a-
fishing rod.
You can.
Teach him how to fish. Fucking hell, that was the coffee coming in strong.
You can't be wrong all of the time, but you can be wrong all of it. What?
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is everybody.
Give a man a fishing rod.
Okay.
And he'll eat the rod.
How many times as a child were you given something but never shown how to do it?
Me personally, yeah, but none. Because
Like, here's a football.
yeah,
Cheers.
let's go play football.
Go play football.
Yeah, it was never go. It was always let's.
Yeah,
Like,
let's play football.
Let's go play some football.
Yeah.
Like my dad didn't really like football, but the amount of times we were in the entry behind the house just booting a ball, up
Exactly.
and down the entry
But
together.
a lot of
Like,
parents go, there's a ball.
yeah,
Go play football.
Fuck off. Like,
Fuck off and play football.
Yeah.
And that's where they get into the trouble. But I don't suppose any kid, the kids of today, they look upon the adolescent stuff in hilarity. Because a lot of the stuff that was on the show doesn't actually mean that.
Yeah, if you go into the deets, but the meaning behind it and the story behind it is true. These things happen, you know what I mean? People get it happened to somebody who I know, who he moved schools, and when he got into this new school, like he was nervous and everything, and he tried making friends and whatnot, and people he was a bit of an awkward kid, and people thought he was a bit awkward, but it got to the point where this was back when Bebo was a thing.
Yeah.
A Bebo page was set up literally just to cyberbully him.
Wow.
That was, these things happen.
It's creative.
And unless you're monitoring what's going on, because his parents were none the wiser, no idea, and it was only somebody who didn't know him, but knew of him, and knew that I knew him, and knew, that it eventually worked its way back to us, so then it could work its way back to his parents, but they were none the wiser. They didn't know what was going on. And these things happen without you having any idea. Like, my kids aren't on social media; they're not on there. They
I
don't
don't
have
think
accounts.
any child, my kids are, the boy isn't, the girl is. I don't think any child should have a mobile phone before the age 16. I think that should just be written in law now.
Right.
I think every app, mobile phone, I think if a child's seen with a mobile phone, it should be able to be taken off.
We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, don't we?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
I
was on about the schools. They take the phones off them and
I
keep them
just,
in a lockbox. And
I just think that the whole approach on mobile phones is wrong. But let's not go down this avenue. We've done it. We've gone down this road many times with the show.
like I've said before, like mine, we got when how old was Biggin? Maybe 11, 12, going into high school. So he was like the last year of primary school going into high school, and it was around that Christmas where we got him a phone.
Mm-hmm.
But the phone, it was a smartphone, but it was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it ran an app, it would crash.
Yeah.
But it was there in case he needed us, because he was getting to a point where he was walking places on his own, and he was still young. You know what I mean? And he was going to have to walk to his nan's on his own after school and stuff like that. So we've got your phone. If you need us, you can call us. It's always going to have credit on it.
Yeah.
And then eventually into a contract phone, but that's the age that we got them. But I'm constantly asking, what's that you're doing on your phone? Or what you're watching? What you on? What app's that? My God, your phone's a mess.
Nosy
What are all these?
fucker, aren't you?
Too fucking right, I am, yeah. 100% I am.
Sorry, mate.
And it's just because I want to know
Yeah.
what are these apps? What's this or that? And 9 times out of 10, like Littleton's just watching crochet reels on YouTube or
Yeah.
shorts, should I say? She's not on any social media. She's watching tips and tricks on how to crochet, and she's got some games, and then every now and then it's just funny reels, stuff that she probably shouldn't be watching because they're rude and cheeky, but it's Well, then again, she's older now, so yeah, of course she can watch
Yeah,
it.
she
But
should be watching
she's watched worse with me.
Yeah,
I remember, like, when I was a kid, my old man was letting me watch Total Recall and Jean-Claude Van Damme films and whatnot, and I
I've
haven't
been guilty of it with
yeah,
my kid as
and
well.
I haven't
yeah.
gone out and bloody murdered anybody. Like, these are films, you know what I mean? And me and Letland are the same. She's watched stuff with me when she was a little bit younger that she probably shouldn't have been watching, but they're not like, it's not like gruesome or gory or murdery or rapey or anything like that. It's not like horror films or anything like that. It's like Jackass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Oh, I've watched
it's like-
Jackass with Ethan.
It's like
Yeah,
Jackass,
yeah,
where,
yeah.
like, you know, it's funny, it's pranks, it's things like that. The worst thing is when you've got, like, Pontius's cock painted like a dragon. Like, you know what I mean? And that's, and it's like, oh, you probably shouldn't have seen that, but she's pissing herself. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. You've got to play to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's probably the right word, isn't it? I mean, I just think there's things that people are too pompous about. There's things that people aren't too pompous about. Try and find a middle ground for what suits you the best. But I think the biggest problem people have got at this moment is going, here's a mobile phone. You can sit looking at yours while I sit looking at mine.
Off you pop. Like,
And then 3 hours later, you're all still looking at your mobile phone. I went out and watched Champions League last night. Just in me shed watching it. Great match. And I came back in, and they were all still on the phones. I was like, it's 10 o'clock. You get to bed.
What have you done?
What have you
tonight?
done since well, you've just been watching the I know. I'm watching the Champions fucking League. What are you all doing? Oh, right, okay.
And this is like in our house, this is the cool thing where, yeah, we've all got phones. We're all guilty of flicking through them.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, if we're in the house, we're doing something. So I might come into the cave and I might put a record on, or I might be doing some. The other night, I wasn't at work. I was at home, but some stuff needed sorting on the website, and the calendar needed updating.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
was like it was stuff I couldn't do at work, but it's also stuff that isn't like. It's not like exhausting or, you know, mentally challenging or anything like that. I'm literally like dragging and dropping pictures onto a calendar.
Yeah.
And I can do that while I'm listening to some music. It's like it takes all of, you know, 30 fucking seconds just to drag some stuff across. So, you know, I find myself doing that, or I'll put a film on. And, you know, the rest of them, like, they're not sat there doom scrolling. Letland and like me and Letland, we watch TV, but we watch like comedies and stuff that, you know, stuff that Dawn wouldn't watch with her because she still thinks she's a little bit too young for stuff like that. But
Yeah.
stuff that I'm like, come on, let's go and watch
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be
You
watching
both
this.
can't be
really,
the fun parents.
but they watch old dramas. Like at the moment, remember Touching Evil with Robson Green from the 90s?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, they're watching that at the moment.
And who's evil?
And like she yeah, no, yeah, it's just Robson Green finger banging evil people. It's yeah, they watch old dramas like that. So with me, she watches like weird comedy,
Yeah.
like Monty Python and League of Gentlemen and stuff like that, and Fast Show. And with Dawn, she watches old dramas like Touching Evil and Wire in the Blood and stuff like that. So it's educating, but it's once in a blue moon where we all end up doom scrolling at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
even when she is on a phone, like I say, she's doing like crocheting, so she's learning different techniques, and so she's got a phone and she's scrolling through, but she's getting to the right. I need to know how to do this kind of stitch, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
she's practicing stuff like that. It's like Adam with his. You know, he's really into tabletop games and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. So he'll watch stuff on his phone, or he'll be scrolling through reading about campaigns and character development and all that. And he's, you know, he's doing illustration at university, so he's like different kind of tips and techniques and stuff like that. There's not much pointless scrolling that goes on.
Yeah.
Like where you're just flicking for flicking's sake.
I'm just forever doing dances on TikTok with me daughter.
But, you know, I've always took the piss out of TikTok, and you know what? I
know you. Yeah.
I only joined it this year because everyone's like, why don't you get on TikTok, Dave? Because I'm not a 13-year-old girl, that's why.
Do you know what? If we would have gone on it in the pandemic, we'd probably be fucking retired now.
So I only joined it because you set up the account for Up the Trend, and I'm like, well, I'll jump on and I'll see what it's about. Now, I'm not like a TikTok user. I don't go on there every day and flick through and watch videos and stuff like that. But what I've found is, when it comes to video editing, it's a brilliant video editor.
Yeah, it's really
It
good.
really is. So there's a lot of stuff that I've done for the shop where I've done it on my TikTok, but I've made it private so nobody can see it, downloaded the video,
Mm-hmm.
and then used it as part of work's social media.
Yeah.
Because it's a brilliant video editor.
It's better
And
than Insta.
do you know, I've used so many different pieces of software for captioning as well. I've used Adobe Express,
Mm-hmm.
I've used Instagram, I've used specific captioning software where it takes the audio and it gives you the subtitles. And the best one, by far, is TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. It's literally, it's only about 2 or 3 spelling mistakes that I have to go. I go through and I double check that it's picked everything up right. And there might be 2 or 3 words at most that I have to change, and the rest of it's perfect.
I think it's great.
It's a really, really good video editor. I'll give it that. Like, there's so much crap on there, it's unbelievable. If you do find yourself scrolling through the quote unquote for you set streams, and it's like, what is this nonsense? But as a piece of software for editing videos and putting stuff together, it's brilliant. It's really good.
I agree.
Like, I cannot grumble about it at all anymore. And as much as I'm not using it constantly, when I do if I want to do a reel on Instagram, I'll do it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I'll upload it to Instagram.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's just better. It's a better video, like, you know what I mean?
I've got so much stuff to do for TikTok. I did it yesterday, all that editing down for Moreland. Middleport. I can't get that right. Editing down, and then I edited it all down and went, yep. I didn't upload it.
Yeah. Just did it all. Okay, that's done now.
Yeah. I edited it. I did all the editing right. I did everything together. It's on my phone. I've just seen it and went, right, now let's watch Champions League.
Yeah. But
And
at least it saves in drafts and stuff.
Oh,
like
it's
that.
in. It's all. No, I mean, I've done the editing. It's saved in my photos, in videos and stuff on my Apple, and I just never uploaded it. I just kind of did it all. Spent 2 hours doing it, and then never resulted in uploading. So, anyway, what's happened in Stoke? I hear you cry this week.
I didn't cry though.
You did.
I didn't cry.
You did. You said, Cleon. What has happened in Stoke this week?
Didn't.
What can we find? Where can we find all this
These
information
words
from?
never came out of my mouth.
And tell us.
Tell us, Cleon, what's happened in Stoke?
Well, I'll start from Tunstall, Dave.
Oh,
I'll start from Tunstall. Kind of Tunstall, Burslem, Liddell. You know the one in between?
yeah.
Yeah, Liddell. Well, I can tell you a few things, mate. Chris Jones is fuming.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fuming. And he's threatening to boycott the store.
Oh, fuck off.
He's boycotting
He's boycotting Lidl.
Yeah. He went to Chris. He went to pick up 2 bottles of cider and a bottle of water. He was halfway through the queue at the checkout when the security guard marched up to him. There were other customers there. There was a staff member on checkout. And he felt totally embarrassed
Oh, good God.
and humiliated. He thought, what the heck is going on? He emptied his pocket and pulled out a plastic shopping bag that he walked in with. He goes there regularly, Dave, 3 or 4 times a week. And now he's thinking, because of the security guard's actions, boycotting store, because he would prefer the security guards to remain respectful at all times.
Okay.
Shocking.
So what did he do?
A security guard said, what's in your pocket? And he's got a bit too precious about it, and now he's boycotting the store.
What a jerk.
But, hey, this is news. This is news. My favourite... You know what annoys me, Dave? Do you know what annoys me in Stoke-on-Trent?
Go on.
Do you know what annoys me about the UK?
Go on.
Benefit cheats.
There is nothing worse.
There's
Nothing worse. Nothing worse. Really, my hard-earned taxpayers' money.
Going on, people who are benefits cheats. And I'm going to call out Sarah Morris. You're a shocking woman. You've been lying about your benefits, and you've been cheating and pillaging the English government, claiming PIP. Now, this is a problem with silly people.
I read about it this
This is
morning.
a problem with stupid people. Do you
Go
know
on.
what the problem is with stupid people, Dave?
Go on.
They don't know they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, they just don't know. They
They're
don't realise it.
completely oblivious
Yep.
of the stupidity.
40 years I've been walking around with my blinkers on.
You have my blinkers on. I'm thick as muck. Now, if you were claiming for MS, Dave,
Yeah,
and that you couldn't walk,
yeah,
and it was constant pain,
yes.
would you be posting about yourself in a jogging club,
No,
daily doing 5 and 10k,
no.
all the while claiming around about 20k a year in benefits?
No.
Sorry, £2,292 in PIP a month.
So this is how much I wouldn't do that. Right, let's go back a few years. Now this is something I've done several times. I've found myself going to a gig.
Yes.
Going to a gig outside the area, maybe
Yes.
going to Manchester or Birmingham or something
Certainly.
like that, and I've not been able to get any like time off work,
Yes.
so I've had to finish work and then I've had to ran up the M6. I haven't
With a speaker and a guitar on your back.
So I've had to get to said city, I've had to go to the gig, and then I need to get back because I'm in work in the morning, right? In them situations, I don't tell anybody that I'm going to a gig that night. I don't post it on social media. I don't do anything. I go to the gig, I get home, and then once I'm in work the next day, I'll post about it on the off chance that something goes wrong and I have to throw a sickie. You know what I mean? I don't need people knowing where I am if I have to throw a sickie.
Well, Mrs. Morris, you completed 73 races between May 2019 and 2022,
prick.
which is fucking good considering that was COVID time. She's been a member of the Stone Masters Running Club. I mean, there's blatant and there's blatant, Dave.
I know. I saw the picture.
That's brilliant. That is, I love it. She's even got a thing. Yeah, she was diagnosed with it 19 years. It goes up and down, the severity of it. Unfortunately, the application didn't give the full picture. But yeah, come on, guys. If you telling everyone you've got one leg, it's probably best you're not in a kick-ups competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're telling people you've got no arms, probably best you're not winning an F1 race that week. Just have a bit of a think, guys. And when you get caught, this is what annoys me, Dave, right? When people get caught, own it.
Yeah.
Own it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah. Just go, buggers, you caught me. And stand in court and go, I'm really sorry. And you'll get an easier sentence because you've recognised what you've done. You've apologised what you've done.
Yeah.
And go, I won't do it again. Instead of trying to give an excuse to cover up your lie. Just own it.
Yeah. Do you know there's
Bloke in Lidl, you had a massive carrier bag in your pocket. It looked like you had a growth. So it was either you had a growth or you had something in your pocket.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, other people that go in Tunstall and Beersley Lidl probably nick. Yeah. The security guard was in his right. However, I don't think Lidl will shut down for your loss of custom.
Yeah. No, it's not going to. That's the other thing as well. Like, one of the things that gets me is when people say, I'm boycotting this store. Or one of them is when you work somewhere and you're leaving and you go, this place will be nothing without me.
Yeah.
Like, it will. It was there 30 years before you got there.
I've done that.
And it's going to be like...
I've been.
You've been that guy, haven't you?
I've been that guy. I've been that ignorant I have. When I've walked into a meeting going, if you don't have my sales, you're not going nowhere, guys. And they're like, do you know we're about £4 billion big?
Do you know, like, I've completely lost my train of thought. Fuck. What was I going to say?
About being that guy.
Being that guy. I had an example, and it's gone. It's completely gone. Anyway, I balls that up.
Well, thanks for
I
that
don't know
contribution.
what happened there. Oh, that was it. Yeah,
Right, got you.
When people say, I'm never coming into your store again,
Yeah.
good. I don't want you in here. Get
Yeah.
out. I am never coming into your store again. Good. Good. You're an arsehole. Leave. Never come back. Like, if it's got to the point where you're going, I'm never coming into your store again, then obviously we don't want you there.
Yeah.
Just piss off, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, yeah.
In Brighton news, a youth hub was officially opened today in not today, sorry. A youth hub has been officially opened in Middleport. The block has been opened by Middleport Matters Community Trust to give young people a safe place to play games and to hang out. The facility on Middleport Park was launched with a free family fun day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It was funded by the government's Youth Investment Fund, supported by the Department of Culture and Media and Sport, and delivered in partnership with Stoke-on-Trent Council to provide a permanent, purpose-designed hub for youth people to connect, create, and to take part in positive activities, which is needed for the areas of Middleport.
Yeah.
And that's not me running Middleport down. I think they're needed in every area.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I'm also impressed that you managed to get through all that without stuttering.
Right.
Well done.
Polish, mate.
You've read that before.
Coffee's well in my system now. It's not still tweaking and I'm still twitching like this, Dave, and I can't get it right. And yeah, that's basically it for Stoke-on-Trent. I could go into our new grandeur at Stoke. That new building over there.
There's a new building
Stoke
over there.
Library Central thingy, building undergroundy bit.
Oh, by the train station.
Yeah, but we are going to go into there.
Yeah,
Stoke Scud Yard.
We'll deal with that in a bit.
That's prime for a new hip restaurants and bars. We
it's
are
res-
going
it's
to be
like
going in.
Restaurants, bars, and trendy apartments for the young yuppie businessman.
I don't know what you're on about, matey. If I could have one of them apartments right near train station, mate.
Because you're a young yuppie businessman.
No, I'm not a young yuppie businessman. It's just on the train station, and I can get. That would literally mean from my door, London was an hour and 20 away.
Yeah. They're I remember when the plans went in and everybody's like, "What's the point? Nobody's going to go there." But it looks lush. Like it looks like it's going to be really nice.
Yeah, it
You
does.
know what I mean? And it's this is another thing that does me head in about the area. Like when somebody's trying to do something good, obviously they're trying to do it for profit. Everybody wants to make money, but that just comes with the territory. But somebody's trying to do something good for the area, and everybody's quick to go, "Let's give a shit, that is." Like just
And Stoke-on-Trent's got the nicest people.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm just trying to find a post. I think this is the one about one of our local venues, the Sugar Mill.
Ooh.
Now, there is currently an acquisition plan for the Sugar Mill. The music venue properties, which is been created by the Music Venue Trust, which looks after grassroots venues. Basically, they've done a similar thing in 2023, where they're aiming to look after grassroots venues by doing a community ownership. So what they did is they took 5 venues and then they crowdfunded investment into these venues, where they would basically purchase the buildings with the crowdfunded money and then help to run them and keep them afloat. Now, the director, Phil, at the Sugar Mill, I think he's been there for like 30 years. And what he said is, he's basically done the, time stands still for nobody.
Yeah.
And they've been running it for 30 years, but they want it to be there for another 30 years and beyond. And they've seen this as a way of making that happen, because the Music Venue Trust have looked after them other 5 venues. So they've picked another 5 now, and the Sugar Mill is part of that group of venues. So there's a current crowdfunded investment going on for the Sugar Mill, and I don't...
Esquire's in Bedford, Sugar Mill, Stoke-on-Trent's a Sugar Mill, Southampton's the Joiner. The Joiners...
Esquire's, the Joiners, Skylight in Nottingham, the Croft in Bristol, I've just found it here, and the Lubber Fiend in Newcastle, the Parkline in Brighton. So you can go onto a crowdfunding page now, and you can actually purchase a part of these venues for as little as 50 quid if you're under the age of 25, or £100 if you're over. And it's, you will
You watch someone just go in and buy the venues.
kind of, you will kind of technically.
I'm buying
you
them
will-
and knocking them down.
Yeah, technically, you will own a part of the sugar mill if you were to do that and keep it running. I think it's a great idea on paper.
Yes.
And it's worked for the other venues that they've done it for. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
I think it's a great idea to get somebody else to pay for a lease of a music venue that you own.
yeah, but you won't own it anymore.
No.
They'll buy it.
No, they'll own it. You'll own a lion's share, and you're selling off the other shares. It's like the penny stocks.
They'll own the building.
Yeah.
They'll own the building that you are in, and to keep that building there, so that so nobody comes in and buys the building and just goes, right, get out.
Yeah.
We're going to turn this into flats.
Yeah.
The Music Venue Trust will look after the building, and they'll keep the music venues in there. I'm guessing, regardless of whether it carries on being the Sugar Mill or whether the Sugar Mill as a business decides to go, we're done, and somebody else goes in and goes, okay, it's now going to be called what the fuck ever. But as much as the Sugar Mill is what it is, we all know what the Sugar Mill is. We all know what it's like.
It's a shithole.
It is. It's an absolute dive bar, right? But so many bands have been through them doors and played on that stage.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, it was an integral part for local bands in the scene. The scene isn't there anymore, and they're still trying. They do like these showcase nights now for local bands, where it used to be a local band night every week. Now they do these showcase things, so it's still there, and bands still come through. But when you look at the people that have played there, Daft Punk, before anybody knew who they were, Coldplay before anybody knew who they were, The Coral under a different name, who supported my band, played there before anybody.
You've not come back.
knew they were there, but that's what grassroots venues are.
Yeah.
Bands go through them, bands get big, but sometimes bands get small again and they come back. The Blue Tones, prime example, and the singer of the Blue Tones, he always has a little joke about it, and he's always like, "Oh, Sugar Mill, we played here on the way up, and we're playing here again on the way back down."
Yeah.
Supergrass, another example of a band that doesn't need to play the Sugar
all
Mill.
right, they are.
They're bigger than the Sugar Mill, right? A couple of years ago, they're literally going from one place to another doing gigs, and they're passing through, and they decided, we want to do a couple of gigs on the way, we might as well. They booked the Sugar Mill. It was like 2 weeks' notice. And they went, we're going to come play the Sugar Mill. And Sugar Mill went sound, sold out like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just come and play the Sugar Mill because some bands just fucking love it.
Come on, Robbie, get on at the Sugar Mill.
They use it. Some bands use it as festival warm-up.
But big bands,
Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes used it as a festival warm-up.
brilliant, and all of this is mega. But big bands, they need to do their bit in order to keep these buildings going. And I do mean that. Now, Chris Martin can talk about his sustainability of his tour and everything else. When was the last time you went and played some grassroots venues in order to keep them afloat? You can talk about me new tours, the most sustainable tour on planet Earth, and it's all made out of paper and it's all pretty much apple water, which is all fantastic. But when was the last time all of these big bands played a local venue and put some money behind a till to keep it going?
Yeah, I think...
That's what needs to happen. Big musicians are idle as shit.
I also think as well that as well as the bands, like big venues, like arenas, should also invest in grassroots venues too. So you got these big companies that own the big arenas, and I think there should be a kickback, like a levy kind of thing, £1 a ticket, 50p a ticket. How many seats are in the Co-op Arena? You know what I mean? 20,000.
Yeah, but it's only so long. Only so often it works.
So 20 thou, 50p a ticket goes to grassroots venues.
I don't think
know what I
it
mean?
should go. I don't think it should be dependent on the venues like the co-op. You know, like in actors. Actors have got a. Oh, what's it called? Is it a variety card?
I don't know.
And they pay into the Actors Guild.
Yeah, okay.
I think there should be something similar on music, and all singers and bands,
Yeah.
etc. It's sort of like, let's say, once every 5 years, they've got a commitment to do so many gigs
Yeah.
at grassroots level, and then that stimulates grassroots. That's only like football players. That's only like the Newcastle football team going visit the academy.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same difference to inspire kids who are just coming up in order to do it and give them some advice. It doesn't happen. Once people get famous, and people are full of shit, they go, oh, and the graph's been sawed and everything. Once they go past that multi-platinum area, it's like, yeah, the graph was really hard. Can you give... No.
Well, what
Do you
about
see
the
where
other-
I'm coming
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
Can you... What about
just-
no?
I
What
just
about
think,
no?
You know, something like the Music Venues Trust or whatever. Like if big arenas, if you could get a kickback from them tickets, that could go into a pot, so that when Fred, who runs his 200 capacity dive venue
Yeah.
in fucking Anley, right? And when prime example, right? The Underground, Anley.
Yeah.
Somebody set fire to a bin in the entrance, and he almost burnt the fucking place down. If he hadn't have been spotted and fire crews hadn't have got there as quick as they did, it would have been gone. All that happened is the entrance got damaged, and to this, it's been quite a while now, and they've still got like the temporary doors there because they haven't got the money to fix it. So something like that, or you know. The plumbing goes, the heating goes, there's an hole in the roof, and Fred, who runs his 200 capacity dive bar, doesn't have the funds to fix the hole in the roof, and he can't open the venue to get the funds because there's a fucking hole in the roof.
But you think of the Underground, if you'd done 2 gigs from committed people that are on the same as this,
Yeah.
you know, the same as this group here, for every area, you get assigned like a singer. So for every do or whichever. So let's say
We'd get fucking Chris Martin, wouldn't we? Just
so
to-
let's say we've got. I know, but he'd sell out the fucking Underground, wouldn't he? So the doors have burnt down. Someone set fire to the end. You couldn't do it like this because people would be doing it on bloody purpose because they take advantage. But you get the sentiment.
But he wouldn't be like a fundraising thing because he would have already played there.
Yeah,
to raise the money.
They've
Yeah,
already
yeah,
got.
yeah.
They've got the money.
So-
you don't have to raise funds no more.
A combination of something like that and a pot of gold where Fred, who runs his 200-seater dive bar, could go, my roof's collapsed. Can I have some of that cash to fix my roof? And they can go, yeah.
The problem is that many people own the fucking co-op. It's unbelievable.
Because there's fucking loads of it. I'm not just,
You get what
I'm
I
not just
mean,
on
though.
about the co-op. Like
There's
just
that many
venues up
owners
and
of
down the
everything
country.
everywhere. It's unbelievable. But it just keeps the UK afloat. Say to American bands, Queens of the Stone Age, we're coming over here. We're going to do a gig here, and here. That's fine, and yes, you can do it. However, you have to do a gig here, and here as part of our cultural outreach in the UK. Fucking hell, make me Secretary of Culture.
Yeah.
Come on, Keir, I've got this job down
We need-
here.
Or here's another way, right?
I've solved the culture problem in the UK. Yeah.
we need big acts to come and do like a gig a year at
Yeah.
a grassroots venue, right? So we'll go Coldplay again. We'll go Chris Martin acoustic. Fuck it, like we don't need the whole band. Like let's just whoever, like Ed Sheeran.
I
who
prefer
cares?
to have Gwyneth Paltrow acoustic.
Like, oh, spraying everybody with a fucking vag scent. Like, so yeah, just like have some of this. So like you're doing a tour, right? Okay, here's the deal. You're doing your big tour, right? We also are going to need at some point this year. You're going to have to do an acoustic set at the Sugar Mill to raise funds for the Sugar Mill.
Oh, it's a cultural outreach.
And he goes, yeah, that's fine. But if they go, no, I'm not doing that,
You're not touring in England.
then they go, well, the other option is the money that would have been raised from selling them tickets, we need to have a cut of your ticket sales to do that.
Just put a regulatory body in, and if you're touring in the UK, this is what you have to do. And if you don't like it, you're not allowed to tour in the UK.
That could also cause the problem though, that people stop touring.
Oh no. So what'll happen then? I'm Donald Trump, mate. What'll happen then is more English acts will get noticed within our walls because we haven't got fucking Tay-Tay on for 400 years. She was on at Wembley for decades, she was.
God,
I was like...
she's got a fucking music back, hasn't she? Have you seen that?
Oh, when are we cancelling
I have
Tay-Tay?
never seen anything so over the fucking top. A handwritten letter on a website saying, I've got my music back. Oh,
What?
Funny that. So, she lost the rights, the publishing rights to all of her albums.
Yeah.
So she's been doing Taylor's versions.
Yeah.
So she's got literally rebuilding and re-recording the albums from the ground up so that they're exactly the same, but not the same.
And then touring exactly the same albums and selling... It blows my brain as well, Dave.
No, I understand why she's done it, right? So if she's got, let's say, 1989, that was one of the albums, right? So she's done 1989 Taylor's version, or you've got 1989, the original version, right? If you listen to them side by side, they're exactly the fucking same. They are the same album. However, Taylor's version, she owns the publishing rights. She owns the rights to that recording.
That's that weird guy, the other one, isn't it?
Scooter
Jobby dude.
But even he doesn't own them now, he sold them. He sold them to some fucking big investment company for the money, right? So these albums, the publishing for these albums have gone somewhere else. So this is something that I try and explain when using, for example, we help to run the Stoke-on-Trent.
How publishing works.
We help to run the Stoke-on-Trent Festival, which is the classical thing. So if we do sponsored adverts, we like a bit of classical music in the background. Yeah. And somebody goes, you can use classical music because it's in public domain. It's out of copyright.
Yeah.
Technically, you're right. However, if you use a recording that is owned by Decca because they paid for an orchestra to record that piece of music, they own the copyright to not the music, but that recording. Same thing with Taylor. So she owns Taylor's version. So if somebody wants to license music from that album for, I don't know, NFL, some kind of sports thing, or a TV advert or a movie, right? They can then go to Taylor Swift and say, can we use style for this TV series?
Yeah.
And then she will get paid for it because she owns the publishing and the copyright to Taylor's version. Or they go to the investment company and go, can we use that song? And then they give the permission and they get the money. That's why she did all the Taylor's versions. So all them albums that she lost the publishing to, she's now got back. She's got them all back, right? She didn't finish doing Reputation, Taylor's version. She said it was too difficult to do. She got about a quarter of the way through it. I think there's another 2 albums, it might be the very early ones, that she's done Taylor's versions of that haven't been released. And she said she's still planning on fucking releasing them. She's still planning on releasing them, but instead
How
of...
is she pulling this off?
I know. Instead of it being for, the rights to the music, it will be a celebration of...
Oh, but it fucking is.
I know, yeah. This is the woman who does
Ching,
like...
ching,
fucking
ching, 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 ching.
5 different variants of Midnights, because when you put them all together, they make a clock. Right, so you've got to buy 4 different variants of the same album because the back covers are different, because you put them all together and they make a clock. And you've got some little 8-year-old girl who wants all these records because they make a clock, and she's a massive Taylor Swift fan, and they're 40 quid a pop, and the parents are going, yeah, fuck you, Taylor Swift. But yeah, she's got the rights to all the music back now.
No!
I shit you not, right? Yesterday in the shop, the amount of people that came in and said, have you got any Taylor Swift records? Now, we only had the latest one, Torture Poets Department. We've had them in loads of times before, but they sell fucking like that. So we only had Torture Poets Department, but we just put out a batch of CDs, and it was all the not Taylor's version CDs. It was just the original CDs, and people were buying them. And one woman just grabbed an handful of them and puts them down, and I literally looked at her and went, is this because you're allowed to listen to them now? And she went, yeah. She goes, I haven't listened to Reputation since all this happened, and I was waiting for Taylor's version to come out before I listened to it again. She says, I haven't listened to it in so long. She goes, I've never streamed it. I haven't listened to it at all. She goes, I'm so looking forward to listening to this album again because she owns the rights to it again. And that's what was going on. We sold out of everything that was Taylor Swift yesterday.
Should have put a fiver on everything.
We sold out of it all. That Torture Poets Department vinyl, I never thought we'd get rid of because, you know, the distributors, like the dealer prices for the independent stores, meant that we had to sell it for about 12 quid more than what it was on Taylor Swift's website. She was literally selling it for dealer price, and it's not just little independents like us, the big independents as well. It was a tenner more expensive, and I was like, we're never going to get rid of this because of the price. You've got to get it in.
It's just
but
mad, isn't it?
It went yesterday because like people were all Taylor happy again.
I just think it's an absolute crazy idea, you know. I honestly, I think it's all consumerization.
Yeah.
Consumerization. Yeah. It just blows my mind. Like, you imagine going back to our fountain of youth, where our younger days.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of an example of a band that was big when we were younger. Going, right, so we've let this album out. Right, okay. But this had our management's publishing on. So we're going to release another one and we want you to buy this one. I don't think it'd work.
I think she set a precedent for it though, because like Roger Waters from Pink Floyd, he left the band, right? Roger Waters left the band, we all know that. So, and
Who the fuck is still listening to Pink Floyd?
So he re-recorded Dark Side of the Moon. It's like Dark Side of the Moon, Taylor's version, so that he would own the publishing to that recording. Because he doesn't own the publishing.
Did he just want to make Pink Floyd relevant by doing something?
He has no interest in Pink Floyd whatsoever. It was the publishing. Like Pink Floyd are still Pink Floyd, but it was just a publishing thing. But a lot of these older bands, like look at Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, he sold all of his publishing. He sold every little last bit of it a couple of years ago.
Raising his money back.
He sold it to this big investment company for millions and millions and millions because, let's face it, he'll be dead soon.
Yeah, he's flicking his pound coins across the room now.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to sell it all. Well, who too? I don't care. I'm going to sell it all and have the money and enjoy the money.
Yeah, otherwise, kids, it'll get passed to you and it'll get diced up like there's no tomorrow and you won't be able to get benefit from it.
But this is what's happening now. Like people are getting wise to it and they're like, we're going to sell the publishing to everything. We're going to get the money now while we're still alive. And who cares what happens to it because I no longer own it.
Oh, I bet Cliff's publishing's worth the bit.
Well, I mean, a lot of his stuff is in public domain now because of the age.
Time.
Yeah. I do think they extended it because it used to be 50 years, and I think they've changed it to 75. So after 75 years, it becomes public domain. So, you know,
unless you sell that on and sell it on and sell it on again.
Yeah. So I can like record. I could record a song from the 1900s and put it out there because the copyright's in public domain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's simple as that. Like,
that's how hip hop worked throughout the late mid 90s.
It fucking didn't. Jesus. So a lot of that stuff didn't get cleared.
You know what I mean? Yeah. There was loads of stuff that wasn't cleared from
the De La Soul stuff. That was the fucking none of that got cleared straight away. There's a local guy from around here who put an album out a few years ago. It's fucking brilliant. Really good album, but he had loads of samples on there that he didn't clear them. He was a local guy. And then Sony picked up on it and signed him and then went, oh, you're going to have to take that album down.
Yeah, we signed you.
You haven't cleared any of these samples, have you?
We give you a little bit of money. Now take it all off.
Now you need to take that album down. And the album got took down and kind of nothing really happened after that.
That was the end of it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sport.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, we had Champions League final last night.
Okay.
We had PSG versus Inter Milan. If you don't know the score, don't go on your computer yet.
Okay.
What was the score? PSG Inter Milan.
2-0 PSG.
5-0 PSG.
Oh, at least I got the team right.
You got the team right. It was 5-0 in PSG. And then after the football match, we had the fighting.
There was some fighting. Oh, what's this? PSG victory parade to go ahead, police say, after more than 190 injured in, oh wow, in clashes.
Oh yeah, it
That's-
kicked off afterwards.
That's, where was it held?
It's a very good question, Dave, and it's one of possible answers.
Alliance Arena. Where's that?
Allianz Arena,
Allianz.
Germany. Bayern Munich Stadium.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So Inter Milan fans were not happy with being beat 5-0 and they kicked off. Now, there's no problem in kicking off, football fans, and a good kick-off's always good to clean the air. It's not. Don't do bad things, okay? There's just a problem if you're kicking off against some French fans. Now, French know how to riot. They know how to protest. And what started off as a fight then turned into some looting and a pillaging. Yeah? If you take a look at what happened last night, Dave, really not good. My humble opinion, I don't think they should have a victory parade.
Right.
I think it should be not being nasty, guys. You can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Your fans aren't very nice. You've been on the looting all night. Everyone's wearing brand new off-whites. You're not having your victory parade. You're not. And it just turned what was possibly one of the best Champions League Cup final matches I've ever seen into a really sour event. So I'm not going to go into the scorers. I'm not going to go into... It was the best final I've ever seen, destroyed by the fans. And I'm not going to review it anymore.
Right.
Because I think that level of crowd disturbance is a bit... that's silly. It was full-on madness last night. And to say there was... And the only reason I think this way now is you imagine being a father with a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kid with you. And that's their first experience of a final. And you've got a group of blokes or young adults throwing missiles around. And you're trying to keep your kids safe.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. Shouldn't have a victory parade. You won the match. Well done. I don't think they should be allowed a victory parade. In other news... New football strips have been released.
Right, I was just about to get onto this.
Bear with me.
So just before we hit that, there is a match today.
There is?
Oldham Southend National League playoff.
Right.
Is that the last of British of English football today?
I hope so, mate. I'm sick of watching
until the
finals
new
now.
season.
I'm making up excuses to the
And
missus
then
why
it's-
I need to extend me drinking.
What's international this year?
I don't know.
Women's Euros?
That's not a thing
I
for
think
me.
it's Women's Euros.
It's not a thing for me.
I was going to say before we go, let's talk about the new strips.
So
Let's-
our local football teams released a bunch of new strips,
Let's specifically talk about.
and I've got a review.
I want it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Go on.
I've got a review. So Stoke City.
I've not seen the Stoke one.
So Stoke City released their new strips for the 2025-2026 season,
I'm gonna get it up now. Right there.
and it's fucking awful.
Is it red and?
It's awful.
Oh shit!
It's awful. It looks like it looks really bad.
That's terrible.
So whereas Stoke City used to be red and white lines, straight lines, what they've gone
Oh,
for
man.
is the Wayne's World dream sequence and made it very quick save carry about.
That's giving me an headache.
Yeah. And it's not a very nice strip.
No.
What Port Vale have done is something of a different ilk. They saw the Robbie Williams Better Man movie and went, yeah, okay. It must have took some really imaginative marketing team to put together that strip.
Right. I saw the strip. Right. Now I know what they've gone for. It's 150 years of Vale, so they've modelled it on
The Robbie
that-
Williams Better Man movie.
They've put the old strip up, picture of the old strip. So they've modelled it on that old strip. So I get it, right?
Or Robbie Williams has wore that top because he knows that strip is coming out.
Yeah, that might be. the
That's
thing.
probably
Yeah,
more
yeah,
to
yeah.
the closer to the thing.
So it popped up on the timeline, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay, I get what they're going for. Right, not too keen on the massive Puma logos on the socks. I'd imagine that's Puma going, come on, guys, you've got to put our logo somewhere.
Yeah.
But they are going for the old school plain white top.
Yep.
Right, no badge. It just says PVFC in an old script font, and a Puma logo the other side that you can't see because it's the same colour as the shirt. They've got a sleeve sponsor
Yep.
and a back of shirt sponsor, but there will be no sponsor on the front of the shirt.
So let me get this right. They've got a sleeve sponsor, bottom of the back of the shirt sponsor, top of the back of the shirt sponsor, another sleeve sponsor, a back of the short sponsor.
Oh, back of the shorts, not back of the shirt. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, but they're not putting one on the back, on the front.
They're not. There's no. So you know where your Cinetic Solutions would be.
It's the only place where they haven't got a bloody sponsor on it.
Yeah. But you can't see the other ones in all fairness because it's if the shirt's white, the embroidery's like a cream, like
Cool.
like an off kind of white.
Yeah.
Now I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, I get what they're going for. 150 years of ale. Let's go old school. Let's do an old school strip, like black collars, white shirts, black shorts, the black and white striped socks. We're gonna have just PVFC in an old school brush scripty font. And that's fine. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's not as nice as that black away shirt they had a couple of seasons ago.
No, it's not.
That was gorgeous. Do you know what? Right, match of the fucking day. Right, have retweeted it and reposted it. Simply class from Port Vale. Port Vale's new 150th anniversary shirt is, and then big star eyes. Where does it rank in the nicest kits of all time? It's a fucking white polo. It's a white polo with a black collar.
The nicest strips of all time's a bit of a... That's a whole different conversation.
It's a white polo. You can get one of them from fucking Tesco. Do you know what it looks like, Leon? Right? Do you know when England... let's say it's the World Cup, right? It's World Cup. And everybody's like, right, New England strips, World Cup, we're going to go...
Tesco.
Sports Direct.
You need 20 quid one.
Yeah, we're going to go Sports Direct, we're going to get a new strip. And you go in and you go, I can't really afford this. Let's go Tesco. And you get a white T-shirt with an England badge on.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. It looks like you know, the strip that...
Where does it rank in the world's 100 greatest strips of all time?
White top.
Probably in the 90s to the top at 90 upwards.
1,815 sold yesterday, day of release. 1,815.
I'm a fucking Newcastle fan. I'm not impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know.
I love Port Vale, don't get me wrong, but I have to keep reminding people.
I didn't know that there was 1,815 Vale fans.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
That would have looked better.
They're all Robbie fans who've bought them. I mean,
I want
said
to
this
see.
to a guy yesterday.
I want to see the away strip before I make judgment on anything because as an old Vale fan, I know
Love a yellow
I know I don't follow them as much anymore, but as an old Vale fan, I always preferred the away strips. I preferred the yellow away strips. They were the blue Kalamazoo. When Kalamazoo were the sponsors, the blue one. Always preferred the away strips. And I did go through a phase of buying keeper tops as well.
Did you?
I preferred the goalkeeper
What, when
tops.
they were all like mad colours?
Like somebody had thrown up on them.
Yeah.
Somebody had spewed a rainbow on them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The funniest thing I got the other day was when Vale released the kit, I got a telephone call from an excited friend telling me about, have you seen the Vale kit? And I went like, I don't care.
Yeah.
For the
I don't
final
care.
time.
I'm a Newcastle fan.
I'm a Newcastle. I don't care. Have you seen the new Newcastle strip that's come out? Very Juve.
Oh, I've not seen it.
Have you not? Very
Newcastle
Juventus.
United. I love how when I put Newcastle into Facebook. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. That would have looked lovely as a Vale strip.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I like that. I do like it when I put Newcastle into Facebook that the first thing that should pop up is Newcastle under Lyme because it's to the side of the D road.
Nope.
But Newcastle United pops up.
Too right.
Yeah.
But no, I took
Is that the key? Is the blue? Is that the keeper top?
don't know. Let's have a look.
The blue top.
I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, that's Pope.
You know you're not on a microphone now, don't you?
Yeah,
So
Nick,
you're-
yeah, that's Nick Pope.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's a good.
We have a
See that picture? Concentrate on that picture for 2 seconds.
okay.
Yeah, Newcastle put on their Facebook. They said when you go to the bar and ask for 2 Jaeger bombs, and they say they four for £10.
Nice.
It's good, isn't it? That.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Oh wow, that top. That's really nice.
Yeah, really good, really good. No, it's
You
it's
still owe me a Newcastle shirt.
yes, I do. It is a new one that's been released. It's a bit Juve. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. I like anything that's black and white striped. Newcastle finished off their season all in Champions League qualifications. We skidded in on the side.
Fucking hellfire, that was close.
Fucking hellfire.
Jesus.
Did Cleon become a Manchester United fan this time last week for the whole day? Yes, because soon as Newcastle went 1-0 down, I went like this straight to the Man United match. Bump. So I'm not watching Newcastle no more. And then became a huge Man United
That
fan.
is like skin of your fucking teeth right there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, did you see the Manchester United? Did we talk about the Man United goal?
No, it was after. We recorded before the Sunday, didn't we?
We did. So I'm going to talk about the last game of the Premier League season now. Newcastle were losing 1-0 and it was 0-0 between Manchester United and Aston Villa. Aston Villa broke through and they had a goal disallowed. Now I'm going to bring you up on silence, Dave, and I'm going to show you the goal that was disallowed. Now this goal stopped them from getting Champions League qualification. So quite simply, imagine how much money that goal is.
Right.
Or that effort is. Where are we now? Right, let me turn this volume right the way down on here. And I, as on behalf of the Aston Villa fans, were spewing watching it.
Wow.
Like I was going, I can't believe how bad the Premier League is getting right now. That is an absolute fix. It was just it just looked like a fix, tasted like a fix, and had all the hallmarks of a fix. Where are we? Come on, choppy chop. No one cares about this much.
I was just looking at the qualifications while
No one cares about that
finding it. So 1 through 5, and then Tottenham, Champions League. Villa and Crystal Palace, I believe, Europa, and then Notts Forest got Conference League, Euro Conference League playoffs. Man United didn't get anywhere. Have you seen the parade in Malaysia for Man?
Don't, mate. There you go, just press play.
Let's have a look at this.
So I'm watching this in real time, and it's 0-0 at this moment in time.
How was that? How was that disallowed?
So
I don't understand.
it's gone to VAR
Right.
for
So,
VAR to overrule it as a goal.
but he didn't kick it out of his hands.
Yeah?
He wasn't holding it.
The ref blew the whistle.
The ref blew the whistle.
Ref blew the whistle and gave a foul. So therefore it can't go to VAR because the ref's already gave it and blew his whistle.
I need to.
The ref overrules everything in football. So the ref's whistle, if you break through and the ref thinks you're offside and he blows the whistle, VAR can't intercept.
So,
He's standing behind.
yeah.
He sees it as a foul on the keeper. He blows his whistle immediately before the ball goes in the
Oh,
net.
for fuck's sake. Right, okay.
Then what happened is, in the next 5 minutes, right, Man United go up and score straight away. I was on the out because I hate Aston Villa anyway. They're a bunch of arses, but I was going. And the Aston Villa manager, you know, Emery, mate, he was going absolutely apoplectic on the touchline. It was the most entertaining football match I've seen in a very long time. And when I say apoplectic, I mean, I think he's Italian. So you imagine all Spanish. So it was all of this, Dave. It was all of this with the hands. It was all this with this hands and this and on his knees and this and screaming in the ref's face. If that was me as Aston Villa manager that day, I would have got sent off 2 minutes later. Because I would have been walking on the pitch,
Yeah.
like losing my mind at the referee.
Losing my shit.
I'm honest, I'd be like this. And you. But the rule is with VAR, if the ref blows the whistle, that's the decision.
Right.
VAR can't overrule a referee.
So a VAR check is if something's happened, but the ref hasn't stopped.
The ref hasn't stopped the play.
They can then go to VAR.
So then we can roll the play back.
Can the ref blow his whistle and ask VAR to check?
No.
So can he not stop? So if he thinks...
So if it's a penalty, if a ball runs through and the ref blows his whistle and gives it as a dive,
Right.
and then VAR says you need to take a look at that, you can't take a look at it because it's a dive. You've blown your whistle.
Okay.
Now, if he goes through and dives and then the game carries on and then it comes back, then VAR can say, come and take a look at this. The moment you blow your whistle, it's like a reset.
Okay.
And that's that.
Ah, right.
So if I was Aston Villa, have wrote letters to the league, they've wrote letters to Jesus, it won't matter. You're not going to get in the
Yeah,
Champions
yeah,
League.
it's done,
It's
isn't it?
done. That's toast. It's football. Ha
It's like the old, it's like the Max Verstappen's first F1 championship. You know what I mean? That he won that championship because the racing director let 5 cars unlap themselves.
Yeah.
If he hadn't let the 5 cars unlap themselves, then Max Verstappen would have been stuck behind lapped cars, and he would never have made it to overtake Lewis before Lewis took the checkered flag. You know what I mean? And you can protest it as much as you want. You can say that's not the rules, that's not fair, blah blah blah. The decision still stands.
Genuinely, I think the Newcastle Saudi owner works in Stockley Park. Because there's some stuff that's gone on that's got us into Champions League. Like, you're like looking at stuff going, have they really made that decision? I know this benefits Newcastle, but are we really going down this line, guys? And it just baffles me. But that's football. We've got today's match, and I think we're toast. Then I think we've got Nations League this year. Is it
I don't know.
I don't fucking know with the England football team. I don't think it's the males Euros. And I'm not really interested in the England football team since Tuchel's took over. You can fuck off.
Yeah, I think it's the women's Euros this year.
Whatever tournament England go into next, we're winning.
Okay.
Yeah, of course we are. Of course we are. It's bloody England. When are England going to win a tournament? When we're managed by the German.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
It's England.
Yeah.
It's just how stuff works.
Yeah.
It's with the most crappy efficiency with the worst. So you could,
and we all know that Germans are ruthlessly efficient.
it'd be sod's law, wouldn't it? The only time England could actually ever win something.
And that's fine.
It's
fine.
I don't care.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm not really an England fan anyway, so I don't. I would prefer to see Newcastle win the Premier League than I would see England win the World Cup.
Then England World Cup. And that's fine. It's not even controversial, Cleo.
I know.
You know, you love your team.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Let's wrap it up. We've gone very long today. Wow. We've gone
Sentence you don't normally associate with us at our age.
an hour and 45 minutes. Oof.
Tell you.
No wonder I'm sweating.
Bit of a treat.
Bit of a treat for you all. Big thank you to everybody that listens week in and week out. You guys are... You're the best. Seriously. Like, all 5 of you. You're ace. I just playing. These are just jokes. Big thank you to everybody that listens week in and week out. It is ace. You know, we've been doing this for like 10 years or something now. And
Yeah, we're on nearly a
the
decade.
fact
aren't we?
that, 10 years this year. So it'll be in about a month's time.
Oh, we're going to have to do something, but it's too much effort to think about.
But yeah, the fact that you're still listening to us waffle on every week is pretty cool. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Instagram, it's Up the Trent Podcast, and everywhere else, it's Up the Trent. So Facebook, YouTube, X, Blue Sky, and TikTok is Up the Trent. And whatever your favourite podcast platform is, whether that be Spotify or Apple Podcasts or one of them weird Android ones that people seem to like, hit that like, follow, or subscribe button, because then you are guaranteed delivery of every new episode straight to your app. It'll be there, bang, on your homepage, like, new for you, Up the Trent podcast. So yeah, do that. Yeah, do it. It's cool. We like it.
Do it.
You guys are awesome, and we'll see you next time.